The students are joining.
When we are live, start the session.
Yeah.
So now, with the permission of all the lordships and the management of Amity University, Amity Law School, Noida, we are doing the session live. Start.
Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you're doing or planning to do. A very warm evening. I, Isha Chawla,
And I, Ritvik Kapoor,
are the master of the ceremonies for valedictory event. Your Excellencies, invited dignitaries, esteemed faculty members, and all the exuberant participants from various prestigious universities from around the world. We are honored to have you all as we stand here commemorating the successful execution of Philip C. Jessup International Moot Court Competition. It is a matter of profound gratification and privilege for our institution to witness this flagship event. Prayer is an invocation of heart, a calling forth of divine energies to be manifested in one's life. Let's commence this exquisite event by invoking the blessings of Goddess Saraswati by playing the Saraswati Vandana with the lamp lighting ceremony.
हे शारदे मां
में तार दे माँ।
The spiritual hymn has certainly enlightened the atmosphere. We now believe that the event is definitely headed towards a youth success. It is a great honor for us to have among us Professor Dr. Shifaili Raizada Ma'am, Additional Director, Joint Head of Amity Law School, Noida. With utmost regards, we request you, ma'am, to grace us with your welcome address.
Thank you so much, Aisha. Am I audible sufficiently? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yeah. So very good evening to everyone. The moment has come and we reached to the closing of the Jessup Indian Qualifying Round 2023. And we are at present very much in the valedictory ceremony. It is one of the mega events of Amity Law School, which we jointly host with International Law Students Association. Amity Law School, Noida always seeks to provide its students with an invigorating experience and stimulating exposure. Academic curriculum and pedagogical methods are designed to enable young buddy lawyers to think critically and to be very well versed with the legal principles. The distinguished faculty is fully committed to work for them and takes pride in maintaining an exceptional teaching and research environment. With all blessings of Almighty God, with all blessings of our founder president, Sir Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, with all good wishes of our Chancellor, Sir Dr. Atul Chauhan, all directions and guidance of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Ma'am, Professor Dr. Balvinda Shukla, Ma'am, and certainly with all support and guidance of our Chairman, Sir Professor Dr. B.K. Bandyopadhyay, I extend a very warm welcome to everyone on this marvelous virtuous edition of Amity Law School, Noida Mooting Adventure. I feel privileged to extend very warm welcome to Honorable Mr. Justice Vivek Agrawal, Madhya Pradesh High Court Judge. Sir, we are really obliged and we are privileged to welcome you on this great occasion. And really, we are very, very obliged and thankful for your coming and accepting our invitation. Thank you so very much, sir. I welcome Honorable Mr. Justice Anup Jairam Bambani, sir, Delhi High Court. Very warm welcome, sir. Really, really, from heartfelt gratitudes to you and accepting. We are very thankful for your consent and availability and very much eagerly giving your consent to be the part of this gathering on this very much good, great evening. Thank you so very much. I extend very hearty welcome to Honorable Justice Ms. Swarna Kant Sharma, ma'am, Delhi High Court. Ma'am, we are really, really feel honored to welcome you on this occasion, and we are really obliged for it. Very warm welcome to our esteemed guest. I believe Mr. Michael Peel, Executive Director, ILSA, has not joined yet, but he would be joining shortly. So I also welcome before his coming to witness this valedictory function. I welcome our chairman, sir, Professor Dr. D.K. Bandyopadhyay, for all this support, directions, and certainly he is the guiding source and force of Amity Law School, Noida. I welcome all the faculty colleagues, Jessup committee members, including all faculty and students on this occasion, and above all, very, very heartfelt welcome once again to all the participating teams who have participated with more vigilant and encouragement and motivation. My gratitude to everyone present over here in this August gathering and to witness this valedictory function of the Jessup 2023 India qualifying round. Thank you once again for everyone and for everyone's presence here, and welcome once again. Thank you. Over to you, Vita.
Thank you, ma'am, for your words of wisdom. Mooting is an artistic endeavor that enables students to exhibit their legal aptitude and analytical thinking. It plays a pivotal role in enhancing communication skills and convalescent interpretation of laws. Therefore, it can be viewed as a tool for intensive learning before entering into a real courtroom experience. Moot Court Society of Amity Law School, Noida, has been an eccentric model that sculpts students into individuals of pertinent earmark. It is the figure behind the successful dexterity of the prestigious event. We have definitely been taken aback by your captivating and intriguing originality and personality. We would like to greet our guest with Tulsi saplings for their eternal fulfillment. It's a great honor for us to have among us Professor Dr. D.K. Bandyopadhyay, sir, a dynamic technocrat, seasoned scholar, and navigator of flagship of knowledge. With utmost regards, we request you, sir, to grace us with your welcome address.
Thank you very much, Isha. You are all our pride. I welcome you all on behalf of entire Amity universe, especially on behalf of our most respected and visionary founder president, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, our very dynamic, forward-looking Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Atul Chauhan, and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Balvinder Shukla, our distinguished dignitaries present on the valedictory function of the very prestigious Jessup Moot Court competition, Lordships, Honorable Ms. Swarna Kanta Sharma of Delhi High Court, Mr. Justice Anup Joyram Bhammani of Delhi High Court, Mr. Justice Vivek Agarwal of Madhya Pradesh High Court, Amity Law School, AUP, also welcome Michael Pill, Executive Director, ILSA, on second tenureship as Executive Director of ILSA. For the information of those who are first time getting attached with Amity, I would like to mention that the Amity universe has been created by one man, a highly respectable and well-recognized Indian industrialist of Germany, who returned from Germany with a mission of making India to be a superpower through the impartment of quality and value-based education. He has created 12 universities in India, 3 universities in Dubai, Tashkent, North Island, and 15 university campuses across the globe, London, Mauritius, San Francisco, Australia, France, to name a few. His legacy is further strengthened by his son, our very dynamic, tech-savvy, respected Honorable Chancellor Dr. Atul Chauhan, to actualize his dream. Our Vice Chancellor, with eyes on details, implements their mission. Our founder and Chancellor has a special love for law education, and they strongly feel soft and advocacy skill are one of the most important tools for showing our knowledge power to other nations to make them feel how Indians can change the balance of power. About 12,500 students are taking legal education from the Amity Group of law schools. We encourage every student to understand other nations' culture, customs, and processes of governance. That is why so much of importance are given for international exposure to the students. Our Chancellor strongly believes that together we shall change the world, where there will be no dominance or dictation by any nations to other nations for peaceful and happy coexistence. The Moot competition had 37 teams from across the country and showcased their skills in the arena of understanding of international and domestic law on the theme of Moot compromise, dealing with fascinating issues in the importance of international law. And the theme is the case concerning Clarent Belt, interpreting a peace treaty as deadly attacks encompassing the failure to dispose the hazardous waste properly. Amity Law School, under the vision of our honorable founder and honorable chancellor, has grown leaps and bounds. Many of our students have become successful High Court and Supreme Court lawyers, law firms owner, judges, and attorneys in many countries. We are associated with ILSA from 2015 onwards. Initial few years, we are conducting the Jessup Moot Court competition in association with Surana and Surana. But in 2017, when Madam Leslie Ben, Executive Director, along with former Executive Director, Mr. Michael Peel, visited Amity Law School, saw our infrastructure and interacted with the faculty members and our brilliant students, we are bestowed upon the responsibility to conduct the competition with Michael Peel as the National Administrator. With the intervention of our Honorable Founder President and Honorable Chancellor, we signed a MOU with ILSA for conducting the Jessup Moot Court competition for 4 years. Although other law schools wanted to conduct Jessup, but by looking at our meticulous planning and execution under the visionary guidance and direction of Honorable Founder President and Chancellor, ILSA again bestowed upon the responsibility to us by signing a MOU for further 4 years. ILSA also appointed Dr. Bhavna Batra as National Administrator, and this is a great recognition to Amity Law School and also India. We are thankful to ILSA and Ms. Leslie Ben, Ms. Tessa Walker, and Mr. Michael Peel for the trust and honor shown to us by identifying us as the best law school of India to conduct the most prestigious India-round Jessup Moot Court competition. We are once again thankful to Lordships, Honorable Ms. Sondakanti Sharma of Delhi High Court, Mr. Justice Anup Jairam Bhammani of Delhi High Court, Mr. Justice Vivek Agarwal of Madhya Pradesh High Court, Amity Law School, AUP also welcome Mr. Michael Peel, Executive Director ILSA on second tenureship as Executive Director of ILSA, for accepting our invitation and sparing their valuable time to bless the student. Sirs, we have started Honorable Judges Lecture series with the direction of our Founder President. We shall be highly obliged if you could spare some of your highly precious time to interact with a brilliant future lawyer studying at Amity Law School, as per your convenience, to tell them, based upon your experiences, different nuances of law. The Moot Court competition has been very meticulously planned and executed by our faculty colleagues, Dr. Onumia Sahai, Dr. Saini, Dr. Neha Sujan, Dr. Isha Saluja, Ms. Sonakshi Barsane, under the deep and untiring involvement of Dr. Bhavna Batra, National Administrator and Chairperson of the Moot Court Society of ALS in Noida. With the guidance and involvement of a very capable and dynamic and great understanding, our joint additional director and joint HY, Dr. Saif Ali Raizada. The competition was intensely supported by Dr. Adit Tomar and Dr. A.P. Bhanu. I deeply appreciate our brilliant students who are members of the Moot Society, Gautami, Ranjit, Ritik, and Isha, and more than 100 students volunteered as bailiffs and court master. They worked very hard for more than 2 months with a great learning. We had 74 matches. The preliminaries have been judged by 200 judges. Run-offs, quarterfinal, and semi-finals and finals have been judged by 33 judges. The judges were from UK, USA, Canada, Indonesia, Russia, Netherlands, Israel, to name a few. We are thankful to them. We congratulate all the participating teams from across the country. Thank you once again to all of you and your lordships. We are really obliged that you accepted our invitation to grace our occasion. And we shall look forward for your continuous guidance and support to our Amity Law School to make it much, much stronger and to become the #1 in the country. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom. I would like Ritvik, my co-host, to take over now.
When you are around enormously successful people, you realize that their success isn't an accident. It's about hard work. On behalf of Amity Law School, Noida, I consider it a privilege to welcome Honorable Miss Justice Swan Kanta Sharma ma'am, who is currently a judge at the Delhi High Court and is a source of inspiration for all of us. In one of her speeches at the Delhi State Legal Service Authority, her ladyship quoted, "Many times we don't become good lawyers by only learning law from books, but rather we become good lawyers by learning from life." She has a deep understanding of topics such as gender neutrality and gender equality. We respectfully ask you, ma'am, to share a few words of insight and parity.
Namaskar to everyone. First of all, I must congratulate the entire team of Amity Law School for organizing this the moot court competition, which is exceptionally brilliant. I'm also thankful to you that you invited me and you gave me this opportunity to interact with the students and everybody who is involved with judicial education, legal education, because that is one of my one of my passions. If I would not have been a judge, I would have been teaching somewhere. It is said, I did my law, let us begin with this. I did my law in the year 1991, and I've been a judge now for 30 years. In my time, when I was doing law in the year 1991, from 88 to 91, at this level, the interactions that we are having, the moot courts that we are having, we did not have these. And when I see and I am watching the moot courts, I see my children participating in it, and I see how brilliantly people are doing research. I look back and I think the only way and the easiest way to have come to finals of moot court is to become a judge in one. I could not have actually come to the finals of it, because the way the new generation is doing the research and the hard work that they are putting in, I think it is exceptional. Education, if I will share a few of my thoughts with the children, I would say that most of the time, what we think is that law degree is my aim. But I think education is a road to attaining a complete personality and becoming a complete human being. When I see the history of lawyers and what lawyers did in our freedom struggle, and thereafter, all the routes that we have successfully, we have come to the present scenario, I see the contribution of the lawyers. So for the young lawyers, my sincere advice is that it is not a business. In the last, I think in the last moot court, Mrs. Mamani also stressed on this, that there are some professions which are not business. They are practiced. They are said we practice them because we practice them as service. So legal profession is a service. So when all of you, whether you become lawyers or you become judges, you become jurists, you become educationists, you should keep this in mind, that you are not entering a business, you are doing service to people and you are doing service to the nation. And in this, I will say that law is very valuable, and law is not valuable because it is law. Law is valuable because it contains rights. It contains rights, fundamental rights of people. We are guided by our constitution, and who upholds the constitution? The judges and the lawyers. And the whole thing comes from what? It comes from legal education. I also want to stress on this, that we traditionally feel that when we go to law schools, when we go to colleges, when we go to educational institutes, and when we start learning as lawyers, when we join someone, it is the learning that we traditionally put our emphasis on. I think when you are participating in the moot court, you will also know, you should understand that as much as learning is essential, unlearning is more essential than learning at times. So if you ask me how, so when many of you have participated in the moot court, which they say is a mock court, it is actually not a mock court. And at times what you see in trial, in reality in the courts, at times you find even better arguments when you see these mock trials. So when you are participating in these mock trials and you see the other teams participating, it is at times, I think it is very important for you to know that what you thought and what you learned and you thought is important, more than that it was more important at the end of it to unlearn, which you thought is important, but is not so important when you have participated in it. And in this regard, I'll tell you, when you become a lawyer, what are the important things, because I've been watching the semi-finals, I have been watching the previous moot court debates, and then I can tell you, I can share some more things with you. When you are participating in a moot court or you become a lawyer, it is not important that you read what you have written in your brief. It is more important that you are able to convey what you have written in your brief that takes you to places. The second is, you please hear not only the judge, please hear the opposite party in all earnest. Because if you will not hear the other party, and if you will not hear the judge and you interrupt them, you're going to miss a point, which at times, is instrumental in a team winning or losing the competition. The third is, if you are not able to convince the judge, it is not always right, it is not never right to say, if you are not able to convince them, confuse them. No, that's not the right way. That doesn't work all the time. So if you're not able to convince the judge, and your best arguments is, you have kept the best arguments for last, that may not be the best strategy, whether you are in a court of law or whether you are in a moot court. So what you should be doing is, suppose if one of your arguments is not working well, then you go on back foot. You find yourself in back foot. Please bring forth your best argument and concentrate on your best arguments, because when we are sitting as judges, whether in the courts of laws or we are judging the moot courts, we have read the briefs, but we want to understand from you as to why should I give you the relief that you want. So your stress should be on the point to convince me as to why I should give you a relief and make out a case for yourself. When you are doing your research, when you are writing a brief, whether in a court of law, in the moot court, always make points. Because in a court of law, you may not have that much time that you will be able to read the entire thing. So make bullet points. Also make a small synopsis at the end of it, paginate it and refer to it. So you don't fumble when a question is asked to you. Second, and one more very, very important thing is, if your arguments are not working and you don't know something, you're asked something, you please plead ignorance. Say, I plead ignorance. That helps a lot. These are few things. I think the other speakers will speak after me, and they will also share their thoughts with you. Whatever thoughts I have shared with you, these thoughts are with an aim to tell you that when you become a lawyer, then these things are going to help you, whether in the future you are going to participate in the moot courts or you become lawyers. One more thing that I want to share with my friends is that when you become a lawyer, you have to understand that you have a burden on your shoulders, and that burden is of ensuring that there is a rule of law. A lawyer has the responsibility of ensuring that the constitutional vision is established. You have a responsibility to ensure that the value, the rights and the values that the Constitution has given us, it is you only who are going to ensure that they reach the right people, and it is only through your own convictions that you will be able to ensure that. I want to conclude with this. When I was young and I wanted to do law, at that time it was very difficult for women to do law. I faced a lot of problems when I was going to do law. Until date, I think many of us have to struggle. When I see the amity court and I see the girls who are doing so well, when I see the jewels, when I see the educationists, they are doing well, I want to tell all the girls who are in this profession that there is nothing that stops you from achieving whatever you are meant to achieve. If you are meant to be a lawyer, then you can become a lawyer. There is nothing in this profession, there is nothing in this world which can stop you. And you should not let any hurdle come in your way. When I started my journey in the legal profession 30 years back, it was a very different world. When I see the girls appearing before me, when I see the girls participating in the moot courts, when I see girls teaching, when I see girls who are in the women who are in Supreme Court, I tell I tell myself and I tell everybody who is now becoming a part of this profession that it is only the conviction and confidence that you have not only in yourself, but also in the system which takes you to the place where you belong to. In the end, when you enter this profession, always tell yourself, every day tell yourself that I am the voice for justice. When you get up in the morning, tell yourself, I will use all my education, I will use all my influence to make something good in my life, to give somebody the right that has been taken from him. I will do something today which is going to make justice look like accessible justice to everybody. When you get up in the morning, tell yourself, I was born to live and fight for a worthy cause. And when you become a lawyer, you are born to live and to work for a worthy cause. There is nothing which can stop a lawyer from getting people justice that they want to. Also, when you get up in the morning, pray to God, I'm creating change by my education. I'm creating change by my education, and I'm going to leave a lasting legacy in my profession by doing whatever I can do honestly, by giving honest opinion. While I make income out of my profession, I am also going to make an impact. There is nothing that can stop any lawyer. There is nothing that can stop any honest lawyer or law student from achieving in this world. And there can be no better service than getting a poor person, a person who thinks that justice is not accessible, standing up for him and telling him, today I got you what you wanted. I wish all of you the very best, and thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much.
Honorable Justice, yeah, you have actually give the very gist of our constitution, the rights of the woman, the equality of the woman, and also guiding our students and motivating our students. What a great wisdom. We are really, really thankful in listening you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
And also, sir, when it's the right platform and we feel pride to let everyone know that Honorable Ladyship Swan Kantaji is a poetess by heart. She's authored a lot of books on poetry, and she is English literature graduate. So literature, poetry, and law, the combination that is sinking within the hearts. And whenever she speaks, she melts everyone with her voice. So thank you so much, ma'am. And thank you so much for gracing us. We look forward to have you with us very soon.
Vandana, would
Yes,
you like
sir.
to have the privilege of listening 4 lines of her poem?
Yes, sir. Yes. Ma'am, if you can just recite 4 lines from your...
Bhavna, before that, let us give a round of applause to our honorable founder president.
Good evening, sir.
Sir,
Good evening, sir.
are the entire bench, the entire universe, all those who are attending the valedictory ceremony, let us raise a toast for the man behind everything. A man with a vision, a man who considers that every student studying will become a success story, an epitome of kindness, knowledge, wisdom, and we fall short of words. Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, popularly known as Founder President Sir, by each one of us, not only here, abroad, schools, colleges, we all say Founder President Sir. And we all know the meaning of the word founder, the root, the foundation, the grandeur, the source. This is what our Founder President is. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us, loving your law school.
And also thank you, sir, for you are too busy in managing so many affairs. But we know that you have a great heart for and love for the law students and in the subject of area of law. And that's the reason I mentioned that you are giving education more than 12,500 law students in the country. And what an immense great service you are providing to the nation.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Honorable Ladyship, if we have the privilege of listening to you again, the 4 lines from the famous poem that you recited.
If possible.
I don't know what you were referring to. I don't know what you were referring to. I have authored some books. I have And I don't know what would you want me to recite?
Anything,
Ma'am,
anything, ma'am,
Some,
anything.
you were, the last lines of your speech, ma'am, they were like very poetic and they were really casting impression in everyone's heart.
You want me to say them again?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
That is the request from the founder, sir. Yes, ma'am.
In poetic way.
All right. So I will just reiterate them, and I will say it with this. I say it at so many places. First of all, I would want to say something which is not written by me, and that is this: what my mother used to recite, which I want everyone to know, everyone to recite when they get up in the morning. प्रभु मेरी अर्जी है, मैं वो हो जाऊं जो तेरी मर्जी है. This is one thing that they should do every morning. I think every morning, every child, everyone who gets up in the morning, they should say, I should become the voice for justice. I must use my influence as a lawyer. I must use my influence as an educationist. I must use my influence as a judge to do good of people and get them justice. I must, when I get up in the morning, I must tell myself, I was born to live and fight for a worthy cause that is getting justice to everyone who needs justice. I must, when I get up in the morning, I must tell myself and I must pray to the universe that I am creating change. I am going to create a change and I am going to leave a lasting legacy. While I earn, I am also going to make an impact on this world. I am going to get justice to everyone who deserves it, everyone who thinks it is not accessible, and I must leave a legacy of this country in the entire international world. Thank you so much.
Great.
Great thought, great thought.
I must tell to all my students, she was in her college times, the all-rounder during all college time. And secondly, let me mention her wisdom. How? Because her daughter Shambhavi has done LLM with me. It means if she had the wisdom to put Shambhavi with me for LLM human rights, it shows that after a lot, in spite of very long other opportunities, she selected. I think this shows the wisdom. We are so proud, madam, to hold your comment. So kind of you. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable and noteworthy insight. We also have on the dais Honorable Mr. Justice Anup Jairam Bhambani, sir, a serving judge at the Delhi High Court. After being designated a senior advocate by the Delhi High Court, Justice Bhambani, sir, outlined his decision to pursue a career in law. As quoted by the Lordship, if you do pure sciences, what you learn, what you know, what you are doing may not be relevant to the next morning's newspaper. But if you are doing something like law, it is also topical and relevant. Ever since he became a judge of the Delhi High Court, his work has been relevant to newspapers and the nation. Sir, we kindly request you to address the gathering with your words of equity and understanding.
My sister judge, Ms. Justice Swaran Kanta Sharma of the Delhi High Court, Mr. Justice Vivek Agarwal, Honorable Judge of the Madhya Pradesh High Court, Mr. Michael Peel, Executive Director, ILSA, Dr. Ashok Chauhan, Founder, President, and Dr. Atul Chauhan, Chancellor of the Amity University, Dr. Vandopadhyay, Dr. Shifali Raizada, Dr. Bhavna Batra, other members of the faculty of Amity University, participants of the Jessup Moot Court, law students, ladies and gentlemen, greetings to all of you. I have been part of this Jessup valedictory function a few times in the past. I've spoken to the students about the greatness of our profession. I've spoken about the role of lawyers as social engineers, which I did on the last occasion. I always think that when I interact with you, I should bring up some aspects, some things which I should leave for you to think through and work out in your own minds. One of my favorite authors, Walter Lippmann, he's an American author and a social commentator, said something about the press, which I think I would today adopt for myself as a speaker. He said that the press does not tell us what to think. It tells us what to think about. So what I'm about to say, let me preface it by saying that I'm not telling you what to think, but I'm only telling you what to think about. Now, two completely diverse and distant aspects I propose to raise with you today. One, of course, harks back to the entire legal system, which as we know, is a very ancient system. And our profession was founded in very early times. And the other aspect I want to raise is what I think looks to me to be the changing face of our profession and of our system. Now, the first one is about professional ethics and, more importantly, about professional credibility. These two things, alas, I think, are some of the most neglected aspects of our legal training. See, our whole legal system, the judicial system, depends for its legitimacy on a very strong moral foundation. Our ethics and our credibility is the bedrock of that foundation. And as lawyers and as judges, it is critical for us to think about these two aspects. Now, as lawyers, it is critical for the litigant to be sure that his lawyer will deal with his case honestly, to the best of his ability, and will not get compromised with the other side. As the court, it is absolutely imperative that the litigant must have faith that the judge will be a neutral arbiter, and he will not let his prejudices and his preconceived notions interfere in the decision-making process. As lawyers and judges, together we must ensure that our system functions within the ethical corners. Friends, we must always bear in mind that people meet us, they come to us, they interact with us in the most distressed of circumstances. Nobody comes to us because they are happy with what is happening in their lives. Companies, individuals, convicts under trials, they only come to us because something terrible, according to them, is going on in their lives. And absent our role, they would perhaps be settling scores out there on the streets, breaking each other's heads. It is only because the legal system intervenes that there is a peaceful way of resolving disputes. Now, we as lawyers and judges run that legal system. Now, I'm not on rank corruption, which of course is anathema to the judicial legal fraternity. I'm not even on you as lawyers, as prospective lawyers, conducting yourself and your matters within the code of ethics laid down by the Bar Council. There is a whole chapter on the standards of professional etiquette, conduct, and ethics in the Bar Council rules. I'm sure you've been taught that. But I'm on something a little higher than mere ethics. I'm on preserving the credibility of the entire judicial system. In my book, I think this goes beyond simply the rules of ethics, which we are all taught in law school. Now, credibility is essentially about trustworthiness. You as prospective lawyers and judges will eventually be the custodians or the guardians of this credibility which our system presently enjoys. It is absolutely necessary for you to be sensitized to the fact that guarding the credibility of the system is an absolute must on the part of all of us. Failing that, the system will be destroyed, and we as professionals, whether as lawyers or judges or in whatever capacity, will perish with it. I think ethics and credibility are two sides of the same coin, but nevertheless, they are two separate sides. One doesn't exist without the other, that goes without saying, but I would beg to draw a distinction here. Ethics is what the individual practices, whether as a lawyer or as a judge. Ethics is an attribute of the individual, whether he conducts himself properly. So you might have seen the code of ethics of the Bar Council of India. So from saying that you will be dressed properly, you will address the court properly, you will conduct yourself properly, it goes on to say things like you will not have private meetings with the other side. You will always disclose any conflict of interest with the case. You will not accept a brief in which you have a monetary interest, and so on. But what happens is that the lack of ethics in an individual affects the credibility of the system. Now, we are, as I have said in the past, we are one large fraternity of lawyers and judges. We are thousands of us in all over the country. Now, even if a handful of us lets go of our ethical values, it affects the credibility of all of us as a system, as a whole. And that, in my book, is the biggest disaster that we can conceive of. Credibility, friends, is built over a long time. It doesn't come with a certificate. You can walk out of law school with a certificate saying that now you are a qualified LLB. You can walk into the Bar Council office, have yourself enrolled, and walk out with a certificate of practice. Now you're an enrolled advocate. But credibility will not come with a certificate ever. It takes years to build, but it can get destroyed in one shot. In litigation, lawyers often fall prey to the dirty tricks of the client, of the opposing side, of the opposing lawyer. And sometimes while we are playing in the system, we fall prey to adopting the dirty tricks ourselves. Now, let me tell you that even if that means that by playing a trick on the other side, you may prevail in a given litigation, you may even go a distance or two with a client, you may earn brownie points, you may get more clients knowing that you're a clever lawyer. But I can assure you that the day you are caught out, you will destroy your entire credibility, perhaps forever, in the system, in your fraternity, and certainly with the court. Like I have repeatedly said in this forum, as lawyers, you will enjoy a very special status and position in society. But that also means that a lot of temptations will come your way. People need you. They will want to do you favors. They will want to do things for you. And in those circumstances, compromising on your ethics can look very profitable. But I want to caution you, nay, I want to warn you against making such compromises. You will realize over a period of time, as you build a reputation as a professional, that your credibility is one thing you must guard at all times and at all costs. Now, coming from the past, this whole issue of the foundations of our system, the ethical foundations, the need for credibility for the professionals, etc. Let me now prime you up on certain things which are happening in our profession and which are a pointer to where our profession is going in the future. And that is, you must have guessed, through technology. Now, again, I'm not on using information technology, computing tools for word processing, research, more efficiently running your practice, for better running, for better court management, etc. I'm sure you are past masters at that. You were born in the generation which in fact invented a lot of these technologies. I'm not on those things. I am on the use of technology, in particular cyber technology, for performing the core justice dispensation function. Now, a lot is happening in the West. There are models people are utilizing for assisted judging. Now, what is assisted judging? Cyber technology is being deployed to perform certain tasks that we were so far doing, drawing on our past experiences, on our shared experiences. For example, in deciding things like whether an under trial is a flight risk if he's granted bail, or whether he will be a repeat offender if he's let off premature release, on what would be the appropriate sentence in a given offense. All these things so far, we go by certain subjectivity, we go by certain knowledge gathered by the system, as it were, and we apply it. Now, there are certain systems that are now being deployed in the West to help in decision making of this sort. So algorithms are being used to evaluate flight risks, recidivism, patterns of behavior of parties, etc. For example, if you will, read up on a system called COMPAS, C-O-M-P-A-S, which is the Correctional Offender Management Profiling for Alternative Sanctions system, which is deployed in the US in certain states. Now, what this does is it collects data of the past, it puts it together, it analyzes it, it throws up certain factors which help a judge assess flight risk, risk of repeating a crime while on bail, etc. This data is based, as you would imagine, on age, gender, past conduct of under trials of convicts, etc. Now, we don't use these systems as of now in India, so I have no practical experience of applying these systems, but they appear to be something which are inevitable to be deployed in India soon enough. But like all technology, cyber technology in the field of law has to be used very carefully. See our example in banking, for example. The moment we started doing internet banking, of course it is a convenience. Of course it changed the way we interacted with our bank and with people to whom we have to make payments or receive payments from and all of that. But look at the risks that have arisen with internet banking. The level of fraud, the scale of misuse, etc. You're all aware of that. Now, these systems, when they are deployed for purposes of judicial work, I think they have certain downsides which I would want to flag. Some of the basic aspects on which these systems fall flat, I think, and falter are that they are based on data collected from the past. So based on data of the past, we are trying to predict future actions. Now, this may work because statistics works in certain fields of work in certain professions. But when it comes to the justice system, I wonder if past behavior is proof of future actions, and if so, to what extent. Of course, these are also being refined now to create machine learning systems that operate on more than mere data, but we have to ensure that they don't fall prey and do not have the same pitfalls as has been our experience with cyber technology in other worlds. Now, cyber technology, I must admit, is a very valuable tool to assist in justice dispensation. So just as a doctor relies upon blood reports, X-rays, MRI scans, and on that basis, he applies his own mind and then decides what is the best medical course of action for a patient, we can certainly use the data that is available from these cyber technology systems towards just making justice dispensation easier and surer. But just as in every medical report, any blood report, if you see, it always says to be clinically correlated. My point, therefore, is that even information technology, when deployed in the justice dispensation, has to be clinically correlated, rather judicially correlated. Another aspect which is bound to happen very soon, sooner rather than later, is the utilization of artificial intelligence in relation to the judicial function. A lot is being discussed in recent times under this broad rubric of artificial intelligence. It is being used for compilation of material, for research, for solving simple cases. Now, most certainly matters relating to traffic challans, municipal fines, and all of that can very happily and very easily be done by AI systems. But the question which I want to leave for you to discuss and think about and read about is, can we delegate the judicial function itself to cyber technology or to AI? I'm personally a bit skeptical, at least at this stage, if that were to happen. What I've seen over more than 30 years, first as a lawyer and then as a judge, of my engagement in this field, is that there is much more to judicial decision-making than you may find in the statute books or in the law reports. It is not just about appreciating evidence, arriving at factual conclusions, interpreting and applying the law. At some point, every judge uses a certain judicial skill that he develops over a period of time. You can say that he uses his nose, but I don't mean it in any frivolous or flippant sense. But the nose which makes him decide, which gives him an insight into what deserves to be believed and what does not. An instinct which tells him to distinguish the right from the wrong. So judging, friends, is not a mechanical or an arithmetical process which you can delegate to an algorithm. Judging involves exercise of a sense of judgment. And this sense of judgment comes from knowledge, from experience that is gained over years. And yes, though it does come from a repetitive process of handling cases, but I wonder whether the same result can be achieved merely by feeding data into a machine. So the question I'm posing for your consideration is, can this sense of good judgment be reduced to flowcharts and to algorithms? How do we address in the AI systems, how do we address the requirement of intuition, of creativity, of innovation in crafting out orders to balance equities, to balance the rights of parties, especially at interim stages, which are all elements required in the decision-making process and are not merely about data or information processing. And what about judicial discretion? Please consider this. You've been taught that there are contours to judicial discretion. But judicial discretion goes into tempering a decision with substantial justice. If judges were to mechanically apply the law, I dare say it would create havoc. So which is why it is necessary to carve out a decision ensuring that it contains that critical element of substantial justice. So that by blind application of the law, we don't come up with some bizarre decision which everybody says, how can this be fair, even if the judge has so decided? So the point here is it safe to leave judging to data alone? Can a computer think and feel and have empathy? You might have read recently, there has been this little issue with Google firing a certain engineer because he said that he developed an AI system which became sentient. And that AI system apparently started expressing the fear to this the engineer, that what if I'm disconnected? What if I'm unplugged? That will be death for me. Please find me a lawyer so that there is an injunction against unplugging me. You can read up on it. It's a very interesting development that has happened very recently. So while I'm completely ad idem with the fact that technology has to steer us forward in every field of work, and the justice dispensation system most certainly will avail of technological advancement. But can we outsource the entire functioning of lawyers and judges to AI or to cyber technology or to machines is the question which I leave for the consideration of you bright young students. I thank you for inviting me. I'm sure it has been a very vibrant and dynamic set of arguments and counter arguments in the moot court. May the best person win. May the best team win. And I wish you all the best going forward from here. Thank you so much for having me over. Jai Hind.
Honorable Mr. Justice, I am Dr. Chauhan speaking. Sir, it is so interesting, so enriching, so valuable. One question, sir, when you did the marvelous MSc in physics with nuclear physics, what made you to decide for law? Because your deep knowledge, I've never heard so deep knowledge, and I request you sometime to please deliver a lecture on this area, what you told, cyber law, AI. So I am astonishing. So, sir, what made you to follow the law after that distinct education, sir?
So, Dr. Chauhan, this is a question which is put to me a lot of the time, and one of the compares mentioned it. It was part of an interview that I gave many years ago. Of course, the relevance, the topicality of the law. So, what is happening at the nuclear reactor in CERN in Geneva, Switzerland, you would probably not be interested in. But what is happening to a convict in Patiala House, that is in the first page of the newspaper every day. So therefore, law has that element of the here and now topicality. You can relate to it, which I found very interesting. But I must say that one thing which tipped the balance from science to law was a book which I received as a prize while I was in college. And that book was Nani Palkiwala's We the People.
Right.
It was a compilation of his writings, his speeches, etc. over years. And that one book, I must say, changed my life. It made me decide that this is the field that I want to join. This is what I want to pursue.
Right.
So that's what made me flip and change. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. It's all the time. All the time. It's a really, it rejuvenates us while you present before us. And we know that you are a very close friend of Amity Law School, Noida. Very great well-wisher for Amity Law School, Noida. And we shall, sir, look forward for your gracious presence in the campus someday, physically.
Chairman sir, Bambani ji has already given us a date. Tentatively, he will be coming to Amity Law School, Amity University in the second week of April. So I've noted down this date with the permission of the Lordship. We are going to formally go and invite him in the second week.
Vandana, alert. Not only at Amity Law School, but I will have
Amity University, Amity Universe.
Yes.
Amity Universe, that's the right word.
Physics and also cyber law, cyber crime, and also AI and physics. In all these areas, I'll have 1,000 students sitting in. Also, you can sit your law student also, but these areas also what sir spoke today, something eye-opener. Thank you, Vandana.
Thank you. Bambani ji, now it's Amity Universe. We are no more Amity Law School. That's inviting you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mr. Justice Anup Jairam Bhambani, sir, for your insightful observation. We feel honored and gratified to have Honorable Mr. Justice Vivek Agarwal, sir, amidst today for the Philip C. Jessup International Moot Court Competition. Not only as a judge of Madhya Pradesh High Court, but also as a great philosopher, a statesman whose writings and utterances will remain a source of perennial inspiration for generations to come. You belong to that glowing galaxy of sages whose writings and speeches rank among the formative factors for the lives and thoughts of men and women of the modern age throughout the world. We request you to kindly address our gathering with your valuable words.
Thank you, Ritvik. Thank you. Honorable Justice Anup Jairam Bhambani ji, Honorable Justice Swarn Kanta Sharma ji, Mr. Andrew Holmes, Circuit Judge England and Wales, Mr. Michael Pale, Mr. Ashok K. Chauhan, founder of Amity Universe, Professor Dr. D.K. Bandyopadhyay, Professor Shefali Raijada Madam, Ms. Bhavna Batra Ma'am, Isha Chawla and Ritvik Kapoor, Masters of Ceremonies. I'm thankful to you for inviting me to be a part of the valedictory function for India round of Jessup 2023. Two of my previous speakers have covered most of the topics which I wanted to focus on. I'm grateful to them for exhaustively covering them in great and minutest details. But certain issues which come to my mind often, both when I was a practicing lawyer and now after becoming a judge, are the issues concerning the human beings, fellow citizens of this country. First and foremost issue is that why you want to take up this profession. Anybody and everybody who is planning to take this profession must have some compelling reasons to be here. Like Honorable Justice Bhammani said, that a book from Mr. Nani Palkiwala changed his course of life from physicist to a lawyer and now a judge of Delhi High Court. Similarly, Nani Palkiwala in his speech on All India Radio, Bombay on December 23rd, 1968 said, perhaps the best reason for going into a profession is the inner compulsion that selects one's career, absorbing interest and coercive aptitude, which admit no person as to the choice of the legal profession. The issue is that if somebody wants to take up the legal profession, then there must be a compelling reason to be part of the profession. Lure for money, lure for publicity, lure for a platform which is given by the court, maybe secondary factors, but the primary factor must be to help the litigant, to help solve the problem of the country of huge areas of cases which cannot be sorted out without the help of litigants, lawyers, and the judges. Another issue which often comes to my mind and which has been echoed at different platforms by different speakers is in regard to commercialization of legal profession. We are often informed that the pocket in the gown, on the back of the gown, used to be a symbolic pouch where client will put money or his offerings as per his capacity. Now that nobility is missing. I agree that that nobility is to be balanced with practicability of the modern world, but we cannot lose sight of the fact that commercialization of legal profession has led to a decline. We need to have professionalism of legal profession, rather commercialization of legal profession. My dear friends, it's a time to think that we have completed our legal education or are going to complete it in a year or so for the lure of money or for service to the nation, service to the people who are in need. Today morning, I was addressing a session for a panel of about 126 lawyers who have been recruited by High Court Legal Services Authority for giving free services to the poor litigant. We were discussing various facets of the legal profession, and one of the striking thing was that nowadays that element of service to the society is missing. People who usually apply for such avenues are those who are in need of work. This moved me and it touched me beyond a point. Are we there to serve the society, to serve the humanity, to serve the cause of liberty and justice, or we are there because we have no other occupation or brief to handle with? This is another aspect which needs introspection, and I think that all of us will definitely devote some time at an appropriate moment on this aspect, and sometimes this will become part of the curriculum where we are able to inculcate a distinct value system amongst our students who will be tomorrow aspiring to become lawyer or legal professionals. Another issue which comes to my mind is delay in the system. How, as a law student or a lawyer or as a participant in the legal system, we can curtail the delays. Delays are so mind-boggling that when we hear a criminal appeal and after 20 years you acquit a person, more than happiness, it gives a kind of sense of guilt, not because a person has been acquitted, because you have taken away his best of the years of life because of the delay of the system. We all need to think about it, that how we can curtail these procedural delays by preparing a case. How can we adopt a more practical approach to preparation of a case, and how technological tools can be utilized for preparation of a case so that we are able to concentrate on core areas and deliver justice promptly. I also think that rights are important, but reciprocal duties are far more important. That is the spirit of the Constitution. Framers of the Constitution and the lawgivers, in their own wisdom, did not make duties justiciable because they had faith in we the people, that we will be performing our duties as we did at the time of freedom struggle to our best. But somewhere, I think that it's time to refresh ourselves about our emphasis on the duties before we talk of rights. There is another area which needs good level of working, and that is providing incentives to other stakeholders. This is an idea which I have been talking about for some time. Providing incentives to other stakeholders so that if they perform their work properly, dutifully, then the load on the system can be reduced. What is happening today is that we are talking of doing our work, energizing lawyers, energizing judges, rationalizing things and systems to achieve an optimum goal of justice dispensation. But if we are able to inculcate a scheme of incentivizing the efforts of others, because lack of which, or because of non-doing of which, or overdoing of which, matters culminate into litigation and come to courts, I think we'll be doing a good service to the nation and to ourselves. Another aspect is that how we treat our underprivileged people across the lines, be it minorities, religious, underprivileged groups, castes, or economically underprivileged section, how we deal with them. At the end of the day, feeling in the whole system is that they are not getting proper treatment. As a lawyers of tomorrow, as a generation to serve the country, I think that this aspect needs a lot of introspection, that how much time of each lawyer, each professional should reserve for doing charity or service to the society besides earning his bread and butter. There has to be some kind of commitment. It is time to take oath that we will spare 10, 15, 20, 25% of our energies and resources to serve and cater to this underprivileged section of the society. It is a good coincidence that I was witness to one of the biggest human tragedies in the world that happened on the intervening night of 2nd and 3rd December 1984. I gather from your topic that largely you were dealing with and debating on the disposal of hazardous wastes. Bhopal gas tragedy, where MIC leaked in 1984. Many of you students may not have been born by that time, will be surprised to know that after almost 40 years of that tragedy, we are still grappling with the problem of disposal of MIC waste, which is polluting our under soil reserves, be it water or other resources. So awareness of waste disposal, how that can be disposed of, how we can minimize generation of waste, because new challenge will be e-waste. We are generating consciously or unconsciously lot of e-waste. How we are supposed to dispose it of, how best we can recycle it, that is part of the environmental laws, but that needs special emphasis, because in days to come, that will be a subject which will be alarming and which will be pinching us thoroughly to devise methods to discover new modalities for disposal of e-waste and other such hazardous waste within the legal framework. I'm conscious that a 10 minutes time has been assigned to me, and therefore, before I wind up, I would share two things. One is that we'll have to balance the morality of aspiration and morality of achievement. Aspirations are the sky. Morality of duty is the bottom line. We have to balance the sky with the bottom line. So there has to be a balance for every student, for every professional, for every practitioner between the morality of aspiration and morality of duty. And we should give to ourselves that we, in the true Indian tradition, which professes Vasudev Kutumbakam, shall strive to make this planet a more holistic, more livable, and legally more approachable and comfortable for the most underprivileged of the resident of this planet. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity.
Mr. Vivek Agrawal ji, very interesting. Madhya Pradesh is very close to my heart. My MIT University, Gwalior, is the best and just best private university in the whole state. Yesterday, we had a very grand convocation there. And secondly, in 1999, when I established the first law school, 5 years law school in the Delhi, then Justice Arun Mishra, who was the chairman of the legal committee, there was some discrepancy in the 28 members of the legal education. He told, no, I know Dr. Chauhan, I know MIT, and he granted me that school where 12,500 students are running. So all your areas, we are very much involved in the legal of these states and Delhi. I was myself attending very much. So all these areas will follow. I think these are the time to follow all what you told, environmental and all these areas. So very grateful. And when I come to Gwalior University, I will request again. Now you are sending a lot of worthy judges. Our Chief Justice of High Court, Satish Mishra ji, is also from Gwalior, who would be very shortly elevated to, as per me, to the Supreme Court. And when he was in Madhya Pradesh, he entrusted his son to my law school, Noida. Can you imagine why I'm telling it? Said, the excellence of law school that you people have come, I'm so grateful. But his son studied with me. That makes me pride that we are going in the right direction. So you people guide me, advise me, and we will, under your guidance, do further progress for the law students and law alumni.
Absolutely, sir.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Mr. Chauhan.
Absolutely, sir. Justice, Honorable Justice Vivek Agarwal ji, your thoughts are fountains of wisdoms. Fountains of wisdom. I think those who are listening, they are really the fortunate. That such a beautiful narrations that you are making.
Correct. Correct.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom. We sincerely value your motivating insinuations. It certainly gave each and us an optimistic surge.
Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, sir, popularly known as the founder president, sir, by one and all, is an embodiment and a personification of vision, dynamism, and character. His commitment towards competence and distinctiveness unquestionably stimulates our students to flourish and grow at each and every stage of their lives. A man with perfectionism and galloping human ideals, he undoubtedly serves as a precedent and an exemplar to the entire student populace. Founder, sir, has a special affection for Amity Law School, as well as we all know. We respectfully ask you, sir, to steer us with your words of affirmation and enlightenment.
Thank you. My very worthy participants in the Moot Court from 37 brilliant, renowned law colleges. I must tell you, my dear participants of Moot Court, I have never found a word. How should I describe you? Because those who have been sent from their law school, law college, law university to this Moot Court, I think you are among the best of the best in your law education, in your university, and therefore you can aspire any heights in your law career as you desire. And if you sometime feel that founder president wanted to do it, and if you don't find the right way, you ring me, because I tell you, the lawyers of India are the best lawyers in the whole world. This only I can tell you with emphasis and with confidence. During my 28 years stay of West Germany, I bought some oil fields in Texas. And once there was a case with that American owner of the oil field and with my company, and I had the best lawyers from Texas and USA, but I called two lawyers from India, Vinay Garg from Supreme Court and Ajay Kumar, they call it Desi lawyer from Meerut. And they appeared and told to the judge, sir, we have come from India, we want to also present ourselves. The judge told, give me 30 minutes time to decide would I allow it or not. And when the judge allowed, then my lawyers from America told, you go ahead and we are sitting with you. That made me the confidence that my lawyers, actually people feel American lawyers, French lawyers, German lawyers, Jews are better than Indian lawyers. That is not the case. That confidence you should have, because we are from the country of Rishi Munis. In addition to the bookish knowledge, in addition to the curriculum, what you have studied, we have some intuitive knowledge, which nobody has in the world. So I would say to these great participants of Moot Court, will be hearing also results. My blessings, as you have heard very, very prominently what a good lawyer should do. I always say in the profession of lawyer, there is no end of earning. There is no end of your progress. If you are a production, you can sell only what you have produced. If you are in production, you can produce only what the capacity of the machines, but a lawyer has no capacity binding, he can do it like that. I would not miss telling me my faith, honorable justices, my faith in the law education. My brilliant son Amol, a brilliant alumnus of Harvard, in 2009, he was selected in 10 engineering colleges, universities, Stanford, MIT, Wharton, Yale, Princeton, and now we were looking for a match for him. From all over the country, I cannot describe what all relations were coming, but I found an advocate girl, Ridhima, who is a BBA LLB, and in December, I got him married to Ridhima. Why I'm telling it? Why I'm telling it? Can you imagine my interest, my belief, and my faith in all those, my students sitting over here and the participants and my alumni. Have this faith when you enter, and what you heard from honorable judges today, honorable Miss Justice and Miss Justice, I think if you take it in your soul and mind, I will send you right to the Shefali Razada or Bhavna Batra. I will send you the URL. I've got it all recorded, because what has been told, it has to be need to be listened more than once. Every word told was, I always try to compare with the financial, economic, every word was told for me was $1 billion word. I make it clear with the examples, and therefore I think I congratulate Dr. Bandopadhyay, who was 5 years the Vice Chancellor of GGS IP University, a very difficult post. Then also Aditya Tomar, A.B. Bhanu, Shefali. I told Shefali yesterday, I am having severe viral, but you know, she persuaded in a way that I could not say no. And this is what you have heard today. When you are arguing, try to pursue the judge in a way that he gives you time to speak. And I always tell, I may not, I don't know if I can, I always tell to my lawyers, if a judge is not grasping, you see his eyeballs, you see his breathing, you see his demeanor, you see his face, and if he is not grasping, you say, my lord, can I substantiate? He will never say no. Then take 180-degree turn. So my dear, all lawyers sitting over here, law students, you have unprecedented scope in your future. I will request you to try to get yourself registered also in UK to be a barrister. You can also speak to our worthy Andrew Holmes, and then also get it registered in America, because you can be very highly successful, not in Indian courts, but also in American courts. I have seen all these courts, also German courts, UK courts. So, but people don't think of that. I have sent many of my law students and got registered there, and they are so much successful there. So please do it. And I would say such moot courts, I am so grateful to our Mr. Michael Pyle. You are now our not only guest, but you are our family member. Many years, long years back, we took this Joseph moot court from you, and I'm so grateful to you, because this is the most prestigious moot court of the world. And you always come and attend online, physically. I think I would not take much time because everybody is waiting for the prize distribution, but I am highly grateful to Honorable Mr. Justice Swatantra Kantaji, Honorable Mr. Justice Anupam Bambari ji, Honorable Mr. Vivek Agarwal ji, and also I will now listen also later perhaps Mr. Andrew Holmes, Circuit Judge, England, and Michael Pyle. To all my organizers, all my MCs, I'm so proud. And I am so proud that in 99, I decided to have the law schools, now 12 law schools in the country, the only law school out of the country in Miami University, Dubai, only law school by PCI. So I think Bhavna Batra, Shefali Razada, and Bandopadhyay ji, we are so proud that we are changing the world.
Absolutely.
We have seen that we are today $3 trillion economy. Who will make it $5 trillion? My lawyers. In 2047, our Honorable Prime Minister has the aim to have a $30 trillion economy. Who will make it? My lawyer. Try to make it without the lawyer. You cannot imagine of that. So today's all presence of Honorable Justices has really thrilled us. I am so motivated to listen to them, and my work will still increase, and we should now follow it. Please listen again. The URL I will send you, and listen again and again, and that will be like a Ved, Gita, or whatever you say for you in your life. So Ridhima, I am very proud that you are also attending for the very beginning. My new daughter-in-law from 25th December now, and I have already started putting him beyond law as my right hand in our word empire, word conglomerate, because a lawyer who has studied law can do everything. So thank you very much, sir, my honorable guests who have come. I'm so proud, and it was really a game changer for me. Thank you very much.
Sir, we are so proud of you, so proud of you. In spite of your ill health or bad health, you took time to come over here to bless the law students, to welcome the honorable judges over here on the virtual platform. We could not see you, but your voice is so vibrating. Your voice is so much, provided us so much of confidence that yes, we'll be able to make it, we'll be able to do it. The 3 trillion economy to 5 trillion economy, 30 trillion economy with the help of our brilliant students, sir. And
thank you so much,
are
sir.
going to guide us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
So that is why we keep saying our founder president, sir, is a man with a vision and a mission. And these two words sum it all. So now we can continue.
Thank you, Founder President, sir. Your advice will certainly serve as a guiding force for the rest of our lives.
During the years of our event, the souvenir launch has evolved as one of the most eagerly awaited ritual. It resurrects our memories of appreciation and accentuates our joyous memories of organization and execution of the event. Who else could have been a better and more profound person to address an impassioned and exhilarating group of scholars for the closing ceremony of an event filled with exasperation and enthusiasm? I would now request Dr. Bhavna Batra ma'am, National Administrator, to come ahead for the launch of souvenir and take us to the glimpses of the event.
Thank you, Ritvik. Let me just start by saying the word National Administrator. That gives me a feeling that Amity Universe, I reiterate, Amity Universe, Amity Law School, Amity University is giving us an opportunity where we are flagging the flag of Amity, and I, in the responsibility of a national administrator, is taking that position. So thank you so much, Amity University, for giving me an opportunity to make Amity Universe proud. So now we will have a quick musical journey, as we all believe that picture speaks louder than words. So now taking a break, moving through the journey of the souvenir, we are now showcasing what we have done actually for Jessup in Jessup and what we are going to do now further to accelerate the spirit of Jessup India 2023. Chancellors, the dynamic Vice Chancellor, and Navigator of the Law School, our host and dynamic lady, Professor by Professor Dr. Alex and Dr. Bharati Manchester. From the National Administration, that unfolded the journey of our previous nostalgic moments with Jessup. Jessup 2018, Jessup 2019, Jessup 2020, curated by Jessup 21, 22, and now 23. Core committee of the faculty members working day and night, my student body making us proud. Jessup ALS action, Equally, the Codemasters, the media team, Jessup resonating in Amity papers, practice session given to the 8 online meetings, virtual preliminary round, and our USA live working. It was a journey that unfolded. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity to showcase our souvenir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for taking us through the highlights of our cherished moments throughout the event.
We have now landed at the much-awaited moment. This is the moment we all have been waiting for. I humbly request Dr. Neha Susan ma'am, Assistant Professor, Amity Law School, Noida, to reveal the findings.
Good evening, everyone. Respected Founder President Dr. Ashok Chauhan sir, Honorable Justice Swarnakanta Sharma ma'am, Justice Anup Jairam Bhamwane sir, Justice Vivek Agarwal sir, our Chairman Dr. Bandopadhyay sir, Dr. Raizada ma'am, Dr. Thomas sir, Dr. Bhanu sir, and all the students and faculty members. Today, I have been assigned the duty of announcing the results of the Indian qualifying rounds of the Philip C. Jessup's International Moot Court Competition 2023. Without much further delay, Gautami, can you please share the slides? Yes, it was a 4-day event with 37 teams. The next slide, please. The top 5 best memorials. First is Symbiosis Law School, Pune. Next, Jindal Global Law School. Third, Lloyd Law College. Fourth, RGNLU. And fifth is a tie between Symbiosis Law School, Hyderabad and National Law University, Jodhpur. Next slide, please. We will take the oral list. This is from rank 10. Rank 10 is Subarup Saharoy of West Bengal National University of Juridical Sciences. Rank 9 is Harsh Jain of National Academy of Legal Studies and Research, Hyderabad. Rank 8 is Arohi Chaudhary, National Law School of India University. Rank 7 is Akshay Ashok of National Law Institute, University Bhopal. Rank 6 is Karan Nair, Government Law College, Mumbai. Rank 5 is Sunant Subramaniam, Tamil Nadu, Dr. Ambedkar Law University. Rank 3 is shared between Ayushman GM and Yashaswini Manasa MP. Ayushman is from Symbiosis Law School, Hyderabad, and Yashaswini is Tamil Nadu, Dr. Ambedkar Law University. Rank 2 is Keshav Somani, Gujarat National Law University. And rank 1 is Vamik Wasim Nargal, Rajiv Gandhi National University of Law. Next slide, please. These are the quarterfinal teams. This is not based on a rank. This is the 8 teams: Gujarat National Law University, Nalsar, Institute of Law, Nirma University, the Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University, the West Bengal National University of Juridical Sciences, the National Law School of India University, Jindal Global Law School, Rajiv Gandhi National University of Law. Next slide, please. Semi-finals, we had 4 teams: Gujarat National Law University, Nalsar, Institute of Law, Nirma University, the Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University School of Excellence in Law. Next slide. The finalist was Institute of Law, Nirma University, and National Academy of Legal Studies and Research, Hyderabad. And now we reach the winners. Can you show the next slide, please? The runners-up is Institute of Law, Nirma University, and we have the winners as National Academy of Legal Studies and Research, Hyderabad, Nalsa. Thank you. Congratulations, all winners.
We extend our sincere greetings to all the winning teams. I cordially invite Dr. Bhavna Batra Ma'am, National Administrator, to offer the vote of gratitude as we draw closer to the culmination of this exhilarating journey.
Yeah, thank you so much. So as we come towards the end, and when I use the word end, that makes us all more nostalgic. Endings are a doorway to new beginnings. Now, I would formally take this opportunity to extend a very heartfelt gratitude to all the honorable lordships, the distinguished personalities who are here amongst us today in the Amity universe, who took time on a Sunday evening and stayed with us so concisely. And their presence has given this event such a grace, poise, and tenor. Thank you so much for your precious time and worthwhile words. Your presence at our event is absolutely a matter of honor and privilege for all of us. Lordships, we appreciate your continuous support and dedication towards the Amity universe. Furthermore, I'd like to congratulate all the winners and the participants for your active, enthusiastic, wholehearted presence at our event. We seek forgiveness for any inconveniences if caused. We appreciate your dedication and positive spirit. Nevertheless, not forgetting the most respectful man, Founder President Sir. Amidst your busy schedule and your ill health, you are there with us on this virtual platform, extending your blessings to each one of us. Thank you so much, sir. In absentia, I would like to thank our dynamic Chancellor, sir, Vice Chancellor, ma'am, who have been with us throughout the event, giving us their moral support and cooperation. Nevertheless, again, I would like to thank our Chairman, sir, the dynamic, our Lady Director, Additional Director Shifali, ma'am, Bhanu, sir, Tomar, sir, for again patting our backs and letting us do whatever we want with full confidence and support. Not to forget, if I will now request the convener and the deputy convener students, because they are behind the screen, but now I want them to come on the screen. Gautami and Ranjit and Tanisha, my advisor, and many more students who are listening to me, but they're not on screen. We never forget the efforts of the people who have started this Moot Court Society. So now taking up the role of the advisor, Tanisha, I'm sure Founder President Sir recalls your name, because when you were my comparer in the last event, Founder Sir always used to say, Tanisha, you are a confident girl. Make Amity proud. Gautami, you have been running from pillar to post in this event, making it more colossal, taking up your bailiffs, your teams, to all the queries that they have. Ranjit, you are exceptional in covering the media and training the first year students under your guidance. So you all were awesome. I'm spreading that fragrance again, that yes, many of the students who have worked day and night for the event, and also to reactivate the bailiffs. I still recall under the guidance of Anumeha ma'am, they were like practicing, and one more student, Bhanu Priya, they were grilling and tutoring the bailiffs to be perfect. And the responses, ma'am and sirs, that we have got from the judges make us feel more happy. We have got brilliant responses for hosting this virtual event, and the feedbacks that I've got from the people across the nation is mesmerizing. I'm using the word mesmerizing because all my international guests were very happy with the smooth conducting of the event. I'm thankful to the IT support and each one of you for making this event more and more special. And I would like to end my gratitude by just displaying a small gratitude video. Again, picture speaks louder than words and music touch our hearts. So we are playing a small gratitude video to let everyone know that yes, we are united and endings are again a new beginning. So if I would request Gautami and Ranjit, if you'd just like to say one line, you have just half a second.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us this opportunity. And we're very happy to be a part of this Amity universe. Also, I would like to thank our esteemed guests for taking their precious time out for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We are the vision of the founder, President Sir, and are happy to be the part of the best law school in India. And I would like to thank all our judges to be a part of this event. And I thank you so much, ma'am.
All right, Gautami, can we have the gratitude video, please?
The most beautiful moments always seem to accelerate and slip beyond one's grasp, just when you want to hold on to them for as long as possible. Indeed, all good things come to an end. It has been an unforgettable experience, and we hope everyone is enthralled. On behalf of Amity Law School, Noida, I want to express my sincere gratitude to all the distinguished guests for joining us today and for making this event so magnificent. Furthermore, congratulations to all those who participated in our event, as well as the winners, for being so invested, hardworking, and sincere. I, Isha Chavla,
And I, Prithvik Kapoor,
on behalf of Amity Law School, Noida, would like to conclude by wishing you all a fantastic year ahead. Thank you for your presence, and we hope to invite you again soon. Thank you, everyone.
Your lordships, we are really, really grateful and thankful to all of you.